Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before I begin, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous materials on the topic of my special order.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would just like to start by just looking at headlines. All you got to do is just read the headlines that are blaring at us, coming at us on print, over our internet and others, and they say things like 5 children among 94 crucified, flogged, caged by ISIS for eating during Ramadan. Hundreds killed in Nigeria, anti-Christian violence. ISIS plants landmines in Christian civilian homes, ancient ruins across Iraq and Syria. If we have the stomach for it that particular day, we may read the article that follows. We might say a prayer or silently wonder at the brazen face of evil, but ultimately we go on with our lives and we do not fear for our personal safety or that of our families because of systemic religious violence. Yet millions of our brothers and sisters around the world do not have the luxury of walking away religious persecution. They don't read the news stories, they live them day in and day out. They've watched family members die. They've had friends simply vanish into thin air, never to be heard from them again. Their homes and businesses are seized by the government. Even as the place of their hope and eternity, they fear for their future here on earth. Today, as my colleagues and I come to the House floor to tell their stories, we come because this body and this administration have a responsibility to use our positions to promote religious liberties around the world. Millions of lives are literally depending on America's willingness to export our most precious commodity, religious freedom, and it's time to step up our efforts. As a pastor and currently a chaplain in the United States Air Force Reserve, defending religious liberty at home and abroad is near and dear to my heart. I've had the honor of serving folks of many faiths as well as those with no faith, and I'm convinced that the foundational importance of religious liberty is not just in America, but in every country. No nation is truly free unless its citizens can practice their religious beliefs without fear of losing their life or livelihood because of state-sponsored opposition or unchecked persecution by their neighbors. Yet, even in democratized societies, we are witnessing a sharp increase in the violent religious persecution worldwide. If America is to be the shining city upon a hill in the 21st century, we must redouble our commitment to fighting for those around the world who do not enjoy the basic right to worship as they choose. I'm grateful that my colleagues who share my passion for religious liberties have joined me for this special order. And I'm especially grateful to my friend from California, Representative Vargas, who we have gotten to know each other and travel. But in this issue, party lines are diminished, party lines are laid aside. And when we think about our own freedoms and our religious liberties, he is a champion for that. And I want to recognize him now for remarks as we continue to discuss this issue.
Thank you very much.